Hey guys, before going on with all my studies into biology and medicine and chemistry and whatever, let's just take an autism test together just to be sure for everybody that here I am an Asperger. But let's just figure out together. There's some online test. First of all, if there's a test saying like into 2 minutes you're gonna know if you have ASD or not. No, this is just bullshit. You need a lot of more questions, and there's some officially institutions that publish their test. So we will just take whatever test together that appears in Google on page 1. So here's like a autism test on the webpage sitecentral.com. First of all, it asks you how old you are. It's 32, and I'm like female. Non-binary. Oh, this is a good word. I love non-binary. I feel like non-binary. I just know that the word for me is female. So, but here I'm more like non-binary. First question. I prefer to do things with others rather than do on my own. This is completely right, but this is pretty important. That doesn't mean that I just do stuff on my own the whole time. But doing stuff is more easy to do alone when you suffer from ASD, because you need like communication with others and they're like over stimulating you at the whole time. So I prefer to do things on my own, but I also like to hang around with people. But this is not like doing things here. I prefer to do things the same way over and over again. I agree totally, but you see it. This will be pretty interesting. I prefer to do things the same way, yeah, but first of all, I have to find the right way. So it's not like when you tell me to do something, like, first of all, you do like A, then C, then B, then M, then E. It's like, no, this system doesn't make sense. I will figure out to order like A, B, C, D, E, F, and then I will repeat it the same way when it's like the best way. And yeah, then I will do it like always the same way, because if you found the best way of something, just do it like that. It will work. If I try to imagine something, I find it very easy to create a picture in my mind. No. Imagine? No. I have no imagination. What doesn't mean that I have no fantasy. It's just that there is no like an inner eye seeing something. I close my eyes and it's just like dark. This is called a fantasia here. So no, it's not easy to create a picture in mind. It's more that I have like 1 million information about it. It's more like a database about a topic. When you see, say, like sun, I can't see a sun shining, but I have like 1 million information about sun, like, okay, temperature and the feeling and whatever. So it's not a picture, but it's like a cloud full of data instead. I frequently get so strongly absorbed in one thing that I lose sight of other things. Oh yeah, I agree totally, and there's no but. Whatever, because my focus is like the most important thing on earth. There aren't even like hunger or some other body signatures at this time. Question number 5. I often notice small sounds when others do not. And I'm suffering. I hate like all sounds. I don't know. They're like hurting me. It's weird. It's like a combination of your of pain and hearing. 6. I usually notice car number plates or similar strings of information. Oh yeah, doing whatever. Like if I see a number on the car plate, It's like, okay, this is like the number, the birthday from that person. It's like a combination of these numbers. It's like um, um, how do you say these special numbers? Oh, I always forget about names. It's 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 12. Fibonacci? I don't know. But these numbers, for example, I realize I don't even know how to call them, but I can see them. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 12. Year. 7. Other people frequently tell me that what I've said is impolite, even though I think it's polite. Oh, yeah. I'm not allowed to say queen, they told me, because they understand a bad thing in it. Don't get it. Still don't get it. Will never get it. It's even fine. I will never get or wanna get why somebody should think that when I say queen, it's like something bad. I don't know. Number 8. When I'm reading a story, I can easily imagine what the characters might look like. No imagination, so no. I am fascinated by dates. Oh, yeah, I am. I love just like numbers. It's like when I need to relax on work, I just watch like I recheck like the date and the hour and minute and everything. And for example, I'm always like happy when it's like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. I just love numbers and days here. In a social group, I can easily keep track of several different people's conversations. Now, I think that I will disagree. Problem is, I can't filter information. So they're like talking 5 people all at the same time. This is like horrible. No, it's just I try to hear whatever, and it feels like I'm pretty able to like follow 3 conversations in different languages or whatever. But whenever an information from somebody attaches my attention, I will lose myself complete in thinking about it and can't follow the next sentence. No, I can't. And this could even happen in a talk with just one other person. When he starts, or he or she or whatever starts to talk, and I pick up an information that is pretty interesting for me, I will completely lose myself in here, just the idea and fitting it to each other information in my head. I find social situations easy. No. It's like even the word social situations is like, oh my gosh, it's like not a bad word, but it's like, wow, I'm already feeling stressed, like from the word social situation. What doesn't mean that I'm not hanging around with people. Don't get me wrong. It's just, no, it's not easy. It takes me a lot of energy, and sometimes it's just better to be alone, to be more relaxed. And as you can see, I'm not even relaxed right now. So sometimes, for example, to be with another person is bringing you down, not down, but calming you down. But at the same time, it's stressing you. It's kind of weird. I tend to notice details that others do not. Oh, yeah, totally agree. It's like whatever could catch my attention, and I will just like, remember this small information, like whatever bullshit, till forever. Number 13. I would rather go to a library than to a party. Yes and no. I used to go all my life to the library instead of a party. And only being in a library can be pretty like feeding your head with more information. Sometimes it's just too much. So sometimes a party is like to just lose yourself in music, maybe and here have a drink with some friends or whatever, just keeping just getting down your body, but at the same time your mind is full of stress. So both situations causes a lot of stress to me, on or more stimulation. Party is stress and library is stimulation. So I think that here I've been often to a library than to a party. That's right. Or just yeah, read books at home. What is better than go to the library? I find making up stories easy. No, no, making up stories easy. It's like I am pretty creative, even without imagination. But one day I remember I had to lie in public. It was like a game on a meeting at the very beginning, and I was, oh my gosh, I was so stressed and nervous and didn't know what story I'm gonna tell, and it was so hard for me. Finally, I made a mistake by bringing up like two um, uh, imagination stories instead of one of three. So it was kind of pretty weird and it really confused me. Now, making up stories is no. I'm not even able to write a book or something. It would be like a topic book, not like a drama or a roman or something. I find myself drawn more strongly to people than to things. Um, no, it's more. I really like people, but for example, these little papers are like better friends because they're just like there when I need them. And people tell you that they're gonna be there and then they aren't there for you. So things that are pretty like safety, like a ritual, like something that has stability in your life. People are always like um, variable. Um, so um, no, things are like more like constant. I don't know. Um, constant? No, seems wrong. I don't know. So let's go back to the test. Otherwise, we will never ever make it. Okay. So I tend to have very strong interests, which I get upset about if I can pursue. Pursue is pursue. Son of a bird. Yeah, okay. Yeah. If I'm into research for Asperger, I am like into research for Asperger and I want to do that immediately. And well, when somebody wants to drink a coffee or something right now, it's like, ooh, oh, no, not good. No. I enjoy social chit Chat? What's chit chat? This is an interesting word. Chit chat. Ooh, did you realize that when you start to write chit chat, Google Translate's gonna say that chit with CHIT is like shit with S. So yeah, it's like that for an Asperger. I don't know why people talk so much about so weird stuff. Like, I don't know. There, for example, with VIPs or with the royals or with, I don't know, clothes. They talk like about weather, and they're talking about like bullshit. I'm sorry. It's not now. Please feel happy. Please talk whatever you want. But for me, yeah, sometimes it's just like shit. Chit. Because it doesn't make sense, and it's just like la 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 la. It's just like radio, something in that just is happening somewhere else, but not in my mind. I can't even make up like chit chat. I don't know how. I'm always failing like social situations because of it. So I don't agree. When I talk, it isn't always easy for others to get a word in edgewise. Yeah, as you may notice now, it isn't. So I agree to the question. I am fascinated by numbers. Yes, like I told you. When I'm reading a story, I find it difficult to work out the characters' intentions. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like I never know what's gonna happen. Like never ever. Not in a book, not in a film, not in a reality. I don't know. In reality sometimes it works, but most of the time I'm like, what the hell is happening right now? What are the characters doing? Like in real life, what's their intention? I don't know. Sometimes I don't get it, and I don't even care. When the behavior is like wrong, it's like wrong, and like the intention is something that has to happen in your mind, and what affects others are just what you're gonna say and do about it, and not what have been your intentions. So intentions in general is a part of the world that is kind of weird for me. Making things out of love is a concept that I can understand, but the rest of it, no. I don't particularly enjoy reading fiction. I agree. No, I don't read fiction. And fiction, yeah. No, for example, I don't even like Star Wars that much. I'm sorry. I know that's kind of nerdy, but it was like a whole new world, and without any fantasy and reminding of pictures, it was like, what's going on like here? It was just like another crazy planet that I have to land on, and wow, I'm already done with traveling tours. That's like adventure enough for one life. I find it hard to make new friends. This might be interesting. Because I agree. It's like to meet somebody and to just have learned about years how to talk to people and to get in touch with them doesn't mean you're making new friends. Making friends is still so hard for me, because a friendship means more like saying hi to somebody and get to know each other and like changing numbers or something. being friend with somebody means that you know each other and that you care for each other and that you will like stay the rest of your life together as friends. And this is pretty hard. So I agree. Works best in friendships with other autists, but they're also complicated as well. So it's on one hand it's easy, on the other hand it's more complicated. So I also have like a lot of friends that are now autistic, but like how to say, happy, easy people, not so complicated like myself. So I notice patterns in things all the time. Yes, I would rather go to the theater than to a museum. Don't like none of them. It's like so many stimulations. But here a museum is more interesting. But for example, Salvador Dali, is that the guy who designed like Barcelona? Wow, I've been in a museum. It was the last time that I've been in a museum because it was too much. It was such an overstimulation. So theater is weird. It's just like watching TV or just like walking around in the city, just like seeing people you don't understand doing stuff that you more or less don't understand. So museum is better, but only when you're not when you didn't have an Stack Overflow before. So I disagree. It does not upset me if my daily routine is disturbed. Yeah, there's a small problem. Because of Corona and home office and everything, I'm completely out of my routine actually. So there might be no officially daily routine at the moment, but whatever plan I make for the next day, when this plan is gonna go to change, and worst of all by others, yeah, it will upset me, because it's like losing like stability, control, safety, and whatever. You just need your plan here. When you're flexible, and me, you can change the plan from day to day. You still have your small rituals during the day, but in general, please. Now, appointments are like a thing that is giving me structure. So please don't change them, and at least not during the last moment. Number 26. I frequently find that I don't know how to keep a conversation going. Oh yeah, this is pretty fun. As I don't know that, I'm like talking the whole time, because so I learned to just get in touch with people, because when I was younger, it was like saying hi and then like saying nothing, and so I didn't know what to talk about these days. But nowadays it's like, okay, so I'm just talking whatever, because it doesn't matter. In the end, it doesn't matter. People are happy when you're just like talking to them and talk about whatever. When you want to talk about your topic of interest, just ask yourself the question: do you want to stay in touch with that person or not? Because if it's just somebody, you can just like talk about your passions for hours and they won't go away. Just in a few situations, they maybe won't feel good, but when they ask you to talk about something, I just talk about whatever I want. So, and sometimes I feel it interesting, and if not, I have the chance to change the topic. Um, but no, I can't. I'm not able to talk in a normal conversation like others do. It's impossible. It's impossible for all the other persons to talk to me, because when they start to talk and they're just like talking about this usual stuff, I will lose my interest in the very first second, because like whether me Bildzeitung, yeah, it's like not getting my attention. So 27. I find it easy to read between the lines when someone's talking to me. No. When you say A, I understand A. When you say A with an ironic tone that I know pretty well from you as an ironic tone, I will realize. But what's going on behind in your mind is like a completely unknown book for me. I don't know. And I always think like, okay, it must be the reaction of like 1 million things that happened before, and I don't get it, but I don't need to. So just talk to me like what you want to go to say. Just say it. It's so easy. You don't have to even talk between the lines. So I wouldn't have to read it. Just say whatever you want to say. It's not that complicated, isn't it? I usually concentrate more on the whole picture rather than on the small details. Yeah, I prefer to concentrate on the whole picture, but to get a whole picture, I always start with like details, and from the details on, it's like bottom up, and sometimes bottom up, down. Can't remember the word. Bottom down? No, seems wrong. So yeah, depends. But big picture is my main focus. Yeah. Oh, sorry. And I know that Asperger's to focus on small details. I think though that test will like fail at this point, but you start with details. But if you have like enough details, you are able to paint a whole picture. And I love big pictures. So number 29. I am not very good at remembering phone numbers. Depends. When I can activate like learning by hearing or putting a number in something. It's not like I can control it, but it's more like when I am free in mind at that moment, or just put my focus on it, I will learn the number once and remember to like forever. But just to keep my memory in a way to, how do you say in a word that I can handle. Sometimes I have to just focus on another topic while doing it for not learning them. So remembering phone numbers, when I learned them once, was easy, but when I never focused on, I don't get them. So I would say I agree more. I don't usually notice small changes in situation or person's appearance. Oh my gosh. People are always mad at me because I don't realize they have been cutting their hair, or I don't know, being on the sun. How do you say? Sunbank? No, you can't say that. What does it do? Sunbed. Sunbed? This sounds pretty funny. So yeah, no, I don't realize. I just can see when you've been too often to the sunbank because it's easy to see. No, I can't see if you have changed to yesterday. But this may be in relation with my aphantasia, because when you don't have a picture to like compare, when there's no picture in your head just to recheck if it changed or not, no, you can't notice. Okay, and next point. I know how to tell if someone listening to me is getting bored. Don't think so. Sometimes, of course, I realize when people are getting like, and they want to leave the room. But when you just sit and from his face or something, I can't read it. Oh, sorry. I find it easy to do more than one thing at once. Here, this is kind of interesting. I prefer doing just one thing, but I have like always to do one thing. So when I, for example, making some coffee and waiting for the machine to heat up, I have to do the next thing. So I'm not like multitasking really at the same time, but I use like every break during one thing to keep going with another. So at once it's just one, but I can do like 5 things in 1 minute as well by just making a process optimization about what to do when. When I talk on the phone, I'm not sure when it's my turn to speak. Oh yeah, and people hate me because they say that I will never hear what they're gonna go to say. It's just I didn't realize that they haven't finished yet. It's like a break and I start to speak, but seems to be a lot of time that the break was just for a break. And as I nearly like, no, not now, a break during speaking, it's like making a lot of mistakes, yeah. I enjoy doing things spontaneously. No, I love to plan them, but I have the flexibility to sometimes do things just like spontaneous. For example, when somebody is just hopping by or something that I didn't plan before. But it's easier for me to plan it here. I am often the last to understand the point of a joke. This is different. It's not like autistic people are the last one to understand a joke. It's just like for autistic people, some jokes aren't just funny, that are like favorite in non-autistic people. But imagine when you have problems in communication and you are like having different meanings for words, for example, and you connect things with each other in your mind. Sometimes like the joke of a non-autistic people just isn't funny. So there is nothing to understand for me, so I'm not the last one to get it, but it's like it's just not funny for me. So I won't laugh, and if it's like the last one who laugh, or yeah, sometimes I'm just like asking what the hell should be funny about that. So yeah, okay, come on, I agree. You're right. I find it easy to work out that someone is thinking or feeling just by looking at their face. No. Point. Just no. It's like I'm always like, are you good? Are you good? Yeah, why? Are you good? Yeah, why? Because you're looking like so sad. No, I'm just like relaxing. Oh, there's a face for relaxing. Wow, pretty interesting. I don't know it. If there is an interruption, I can switch back to what I was doing well. back to what I was doing very quickly. No. No, 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 no. I am good at social chit chat. I love this part. And no, like I told, no. People often tell me that I keep going on and on about the same thing. Yeah, they do. Sorry for everybody. When I was young, I used to enjoy playing games involving pretending with other children. I played like games in my head or alone or on computers or whatever, but no, I don't need another person to just, like playing games. I like to collect information about categories of things, types of cards, birds, trains, plants. Yes, like about a million things where you can see all of my flat. It's like new stuff is like categories of things. What is category? Category is like human. I don't know. There are like a lot of categories about there at the moment. I find it difficult to imagine what I would be like to be someone else. What? I find it difficult to imagine what it would be like to be someone else. Yeah, of course I feel it difficult. Was that a question? Because every mind is different, so it must be difficult for everybody, isn't it? Can you imagine how it would be to be somebody else? How? That's like weird. Imagine just like having tomorrow my like brain and body and everything. Wow, come on. I know all the guys were gonna go to say like, okay, I want to have boobs. I want to go play the whole day with my boobs. No, I'm neither doing that. I like to carefully plan any activities I participate in. Yes, I do. I enjoy social occasions. What's occasions? What is this system doing here? I used to love Google Translate, but now it's driving me crazy. Oh yeah. In general, no. But when they plan and they're like only 2 or 3 people that I know pretty well, and it's like a quiet thing, or maybe one party in like every 3 months or whatever, is great. But I don't enjoy it like others do, like meeting every day somebody else and just hanging around and party each day. No, it's just like dancing once in every month. It would be awesome. I find it difficult to work out people's intentions. Yes. Aren't they like all the same questions? No, not the same, but there are a lot of categories. New situation make me anxious. Yes, it's not like that I'm avoiding them, but yeah, they're making me anxious. I enjoy meeting new people. Oh my gosh, it's like that. I know that I get in touch with people pretty easy. It's like I just repeat a behavior. So it's like when there's a man, for example, like staring, and I'm like looking back and he's like smiling, I have to smile. I just copy him. And so he thinks that like I'm interested in. So he will come to talk to me. And oh no. At the beginning I never like meeting new people, because it's like energy. No, my brain break out. I don't want to. But then I get like, oh yeah, okay, gonna be interesting, gonna learn something new, and yeah, just to get to know somebody is from one side pretty interesting, but it costs so much energy that no, in general, I don't like it. I am a good diplomat. Whew. You could ask a lot of my colleagues and whatever. They're gonna say like, no, they don't know that I learned to be a good diplomat in some situations. It's just like in when the situation is there, when I don't feel that it would be better to be a good diplomat instead of being honest, I prefer being honest because I can't lie. So it's kind of complicated when you just have to say whatever you have in mind. I am very good at remembering people's date of birth. Oh, it's the same like on numbers. When you meet like, I don't know, 2,000 people in about 10 years or whatever, I don't know how many. Imagine you could remember all the telephone numbers and all the date of birth. You would just use your brain for like over stimulating it with stuff like that. So no, it's like I'm still searching my autopilot for that, just to say everybody, hey, happy birthday, because I don't, no, it's just like, but the birth dates of all of my ex-boyfriends, for example, yeah, I will remember forever. Oh shit, sorry. Of some female friends, of course, maybe, although I have to think about it. Here's some. I find it very easy to play games with children that involve pretending. No. I love to play with children. I love to teach them some new stuff and putting this into like a game. But pretending to be whatever, no. It's like, mommy, please be a cow. It's so complicated for me because I can't imagine being a cow. So, or being like the father or something. It's pretty hard for me. So I disagree. So, score my autism quiz. Gonna be. So, it's like 43 of like 50 or whatever. Based upon your responses to the autism screening measure, it appears that you likely have issues similar to those diagnosed with an autism spectrum order, or what used to be known as Asperger syndrome, now considered a mild form of autism. People who score similarly often qualified for diagnosis for autism spectrum order. Yeah, so, okay. No autism is until 29. Possible autism is until 33, and more than 34 means, yeah, you're likely autism. Oh yeah, I can call somebody. Ooh. Get help now. Wow. I love America. Here's like coming to the doctors in like 4 months is the way of helping. So, okay. So, maybe you have just like did the test on your own. If you find a lot of comparings between your way of treating, behaving, and thinking to my way, this might be a symbol for you to be an autistic person as well. I don't know if other people want to know, but for me it was like, wow, finally I've got the answer to all those questions that people are asking me like for my whole life. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I was like, I don't feel wrong. It's not that my personality is wrong. It's more like the society I'm surrounded by is so different that I don't fit in. But that doesn't mean that I'm like wrong. It's more that I'm like Alf visiting the earth and coming from like another species and having a lot of fun by just studying people and try to help them with all the problems they seem to have here. So enough for now. See you later.